Hello everyone. So today we will be solving Leetcode problem 75, sort colors. So here we are given an array nums with n objects colored red, white or blue, and we have to sort them in place so that the objects of the same color are adjacent with the colors in the order red, white and blue. And we will be using integers 0, 1, 2 to represent the color red, white and blue respectively. So we have to solve this problem without using the library sort function. So let's head over to our drawing explanation and see what kind of algo we would need to solve this problem. To sort the colors, we will use Dutch national flag algorithm. So what does it suggest? It suggests that we will move our zeros to the left of the array, our ones to the middle and our twos to the end. So this is how it will sort the array. Like it will move zeros to the left, it will bring ones to the middle and twos to the right. So if I just remove this and see how the algo is, so it will suggest us to take 3 pointers, that is low, mid and high, and our low will begin at 0, our mid will begin at 0, our high will begin at length of nums -1, that is from the end of the array. So we will first compare till our mid is smaller than or equal to high. What we will do, we will first check if our nums of mid is equals to 0. Like in the mid, what do we want? In the mid we want 1, but if it is 0 we will swap it with the low. In the lows we want our 1. So in the in the lows we want our 0, in the mid we want our ones. So if in the mid we are getting a 0, we would swap it with low, because we want in the low, we want 0 to be in the low. So let's swap it, low and nums of mid. So we will swap them by nums of mid, nums of low. And as we have swapped them, we will increase their counter, both of their counter by 1, because we have swapped them. Then we will check if our nums of mid is equals to 1. If it is equals to 1, that is what we have wanted. In our mid there should be 1, so we will just increase our mid counter. Else what will happen? Else we will swap our nums of mid with our nums of high, because if it is not 0, if it is not 1, it is a 2. So if it is 2, we want it in our high position. So if we want it in our high position, we would just swap it with our, if it is occurring in the mid, we will swap it with the high. So it will be nums of high and nums of mid, and we will reduce our high, like we will decrease our high pointer. So yeah, that is it for the algo. Let's move on to see our dry run. So we have got low at 0, mid 0 and high 5. So let's dry run through this array and see see how we can sort this. So we will compare. So while we come here, so our mid is smaller than or equal to high. Our mid is 0 and high is 5. So let's do this. Is our nums of mid equals to 0? If when we come and see our nums of mid, that is 2, 2 is not equals to 0, then we will come here, 2 is not equals to 1. So we will come to the else statement. So what will happen is we will swap our nums of mid and our nums of high. So our nums of mid is 2, our nums of high is 0. So we will swap them. So what will happen is, now we would have something like 0, 0, 2, 1, 1, and we have swapped. Okay, so now our high would be reduced by 1. Now in like while we run through the loop again, our mid is smaller than equals to high, which is very true. So we will check if our mid is equals to 0. Our high is now at this position. So we will check if our mid is equals to 0. So our nums of mid, see our mid is 0. So our nums of mid is 0. So as it is our nums of mid is 0, we will swap it with our nums of low. So our nums of low is also 0. Even though we swap, what will happen? It would stay right there. Our 0 would stay there. And we would increase both these pointers by 1. So our low would be 1, our mid would be 1. So when we come to this position, like our low is 1 and our mid is 1, we would check again that if our nums of mid is 0, so our nums of mid, that is nums of this position, that is this position. So is our nums of mid 0? Yes, it is 0. So what will happen? We will write the array as it is and we will increase our low and mid. So our low would be 2, our mid would be 2. Now what will happen when we run the array again? We will check if our nums of mid is equals to 0. Now our nums of mid is this. So is it equals to 0? No, it is not. Is it equals to 1? No, it is not. Then we will come to else part. So in else part we will switch it with our nums of high. So what will happen? Our high is at fourth, like fourth position. So we will swap these two. So what will happen? It will be 0 0. Instead of 2 we will be getting 1 and here we will get 2. Fine. So as we have already done this, now our high would reduce to a third position. So our high is now 4, 5, 4, 3. Our high is here. Our mid is at second. Our low is also at second. So now the loop will run again. It will check is if the mid is smaller than equals to high, which is true, our mid is smaller. So what will happen? Our mid is at this position. Is our nums of mid equals to 1? Yes, it is equals to 1. So what will happen is we will just increase our mid counter. So our mid is now 3. Now we will check again as it is smaller than or equal to high, then we will enter the loop. So when we will check again, our mid is now here, our high is now here, our low is here, like here is low, and at this position we have got mid and high. So it is saying if our nums of mid is equals to 1, it is equals to 1. So we will leave as it is and we will increase our mid counter. So our mid will now be 4 and we will not enter our while loop. We will not enter this loop. So when we are not entering this loop, in the end we can see our array is already sorted. So you can dry run through few more examples to see how this is actually working. We will move over to Leetcode and try to code this out. Let's first initialize our low, mid and high. So that would be low would be 0, mid would be 0 and high would be length of nums minus 1. Then while our mid would be smaller than or equal to high, we would check if our nums of mid is equals to 1. Sorry, is equals to 0. If it would be 0, then we will be swapping it with our low. So then we would be swapping our low. So our nums of low and nums of mid will be swapped with each other. So that would be nums of mid and nums of low. And then we will be incrementing our low to 1, like by 1, and our mid by 1. Then we will have the condition if our nums of mid will be equals to 1, like in place where it should be, like in our mid position we would need our ones, so we would just increase our mid, else like that means our nums of mid will be 2, so in this case we will be just swapping our high and mid. So that would be nums of mid and nums of high, and we will be decreasing our high by 1. Yeah, so that would be pretty much it. Now let's run this. Yeah, our test cases got accepted. Let's submit it. So this is pretty much how we would sort the colors. And thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.